So, first core principle we're going to look at, which I've spoken about before, and it's self-awareness. This is like base level, base camp. I'll give you the most important because without it, you can't really get the others. And it's a lot of you guys, or you guys are probably quite different to the average person, let's say, because you're here and you're wanting to improve. But for a lot of people, this concept would actually be quite alien. And it's definitely something that I myself am constantly trying to improve and get better at. I can definitely keep improving with it. I think it's an ongoing process. But the more self-aware you are, the more you can like step back almost outside of your body even and see and analyse just in a non-judgmental manner what's going on, the easier it is to make changes, because you spot them quicker and then you can go, oh, okay. And I really want to emphasise the non-judgmental part, because if you're doing it, if you're going in the wrong way and beating yourself up, then then self-awareness can actually be a curse, because you can be like, oh, you idiot, oh, you idiot, you can be too analytical and actually cause yourself some stress. I definitely was a little bit boring towards that before, and that's something I had to tweak as well. So just make sure you're very non-judgmental. So what I mean by self-awareness is being aware, again, your beliefs and your perceptions of the world and yourself, they shape everything. Your whole reality is because of that. So if you want to change any kind of behaviour, any kind of attitude, anything you want to fundamentally change, you really want to try and go all the way back to that perception, that belief you have in your mind about yourself or about the world. What is that? Just off the top of my head, I'm trying to think and just to show you the impact that different perceptions can have about you. If let's just say in the dating scene, one man has the belief that, this is quite a common perception, belief someone will have about the world in the dating scene. One man might say, it's really rude and imposing to go and speak to that woman and tell her how I feel. That's really creepy and rude. Another man's belief might be, that is so courageous and so brave, and actually really giving, because you're going to boost their self-esteem to go and do that. So the same scenario, it's exactly the same scenario, but those two beliefs, the perceptions that those guys have about the world, then shape everything. Because the guy with the belief that says this is really imposing and rude and it's actually, creepy to do this. Well, first of all, very minimal chance, I'm guessing, without a lot of alcohol, that he's going to even take action. So he just probably won't even take action, I'm guessing. If he does take action, with that belief in his mind, how's that going to come across when he's speaking to the woman? Is he going to be relaxed? Is he going to be chilled out? I'm guessing he's probably going to actually come across a bit creepy, ironically. It's like you create your own reality. Whereas the guy who thinks this is really awesome, this is actually brave to go and do that, put your ego aside and actually look to make that girl feel good, what's going to happen with him? He's probably going to way more likely take action and way more likely get a positive response, because he's going to feel good about what he's doing. So that story is just to demonstrate the power of your beliefs and perceptions and how they shape everything. So it takes quite a lot of self-awareness to be able to step away and go, well, this is actually what I believe about the world. And also the older you get as well, the more ingrained they get, and you don't even realise where they've really come from. Think about most of the stuff we believe, we just kind of take, we've got it from society, or think about the science as well, think about all the scientific laws. Do we actually know, for example, have we gone and tested that, personally, us, I don't know, maybe some of you are hardcore on science, but gone and tested gravity and not gravity, okay, you can't test that, but just gone and tested all these kind of equations and stuff and where the solar system lies and all that, we haven't actually done it ourselves, but we believe it, and it's true for us, because something is true, it's just depending on how much you believe in it. And I'm not saying that stuff isn't true, but I just want to highlight to you that beliefs can come from anywhere, and it doesn't have to have come from empirical knowledge. So just like we believe in the solar system, which I do believe in, but it's you could be believing in something else that you've just got taken from someone, and you don't even know, and that actually shapes your whole reality. Like, you could believe that, for example, a lot of people have this belief through society that public speaking is basically the scariest thing ever, and it's like a social phenomenon that public speaking is like built up and up and up and up. It's also, it's not only when you're going up and you're scared of being judged and all that, but you've got the whole belief of the whole society going, well, public speaking, that is bloody scary. Everyone says it, reinforces it even more. You believe it even more, and it just becomes, do you know what I mean? So, and then that feeds out into your whole attitude and behaviour. You're more likely to be scared, more likely to be like nervous. So just start getting really aware and start creating your own reality, pretty much. It's really up to you how you want to view things at the end of the day. It really is up to you. So you've got to start analysing, and the sources that your beliefs would have come from will have been, you know, from childhood, your parents, society, your friends. Just really think back and think like, okay, whoa, is that something that is that useful for me right now? Is that kind of so really start getting aware. I'd like you now just to come up with, just to write down, just 3 statements. They could be positive or negative, it doesn't really matter. 3 statements about yourself and 3 statements about the world. That's all I want you to do. So it could just be, I am a positive person and the world is full of adventure, or it could be like, I'm a miserable person and the world is evil. It doesn't matter. But yeah, just come up with 3 statements about yourself and 3 statements about the world. Honesty. Be honest with yourself. And then again with others. But first again with yourself. You know, it's hard though, because you've got to get this awareness, and just be aware, be careful that there's not this surface level kind of stuff I was talking about. Like before, I might have said like, oh yeah, I'm really confident, hi, but then it's kind of like not being completely honest if there are still some insecurities up below the surface. So are you completely honest with yourself? Do you kind of say, do you kind of lie to yourself a bit, like about like what you're doing? Like say with your camera thing, do you kind of say, oh no, it's not that important to me though, so I don't really need to do it, you know? Whereas deep down it is really important to you, but you kind of just say that to be like, oh no, I'm not saying you do, but just as an example, are you putting something off, lying to yourself, saying it's not that important to me? Are you kind of saying like, oh, I'm really honest, no, I'm really honest and a good person, yeah I am, you tell yourself that, but then your actions are actually, sometimes you do go and like back chat around people, and you do kind of do these negative things and complain a bit, but then you'll just say to yourself like, no, I'm a really good person. You know, are you completely honest with where you are now? Because society does like to, it kind of likes us to be these kind of perfect individuals where there's no problems and we've got no weaknesses and all this stuff. So it kind of does breed the environment of just kind of lying to yourself a little bit and not being completely imperfect. So be honest where your imperfections are, where you can really work on. And then be okay with it. Just be okay with the fact that you're not great at everything. It's awesome. And then with others as well, yeah, so when you can really be honest with yourself, because I have to still fight being completely honest with myself sometimes. I really do. Like, you know, something will have happened, and sometimes I'll just kind of say, I'm trying to think of an example, but say like I didn't make a call or something I should have made, I might just kind of say to myself, yeah, like, they probably wouldn't even benefit from the call anyway. You know? But no, the deep honest thing is, I was too scared to make the call, for example. That's the honesty thing. So be honest about what you're doing. With others, again, be honest with other people. I'm sure all you guys are striving for that, and hopefully all you guys are really honest with everyone, and that's awesome. But again, sometimes I'll still like do little exaggerations every now and again. As soon as I do it, I'm like, oh, why did I do that? There's no need for that. So, and it is very, very liberating. I've definitely improved my honesty more and more with time, and it's very just again like that kind of peaceful state of like, oh, you've got nothing to hide. Just be honest. When someone's asking, for example, oh, what did you do on Sunday afternoon? maybe someone would be like, oh, just chilled out, didn't do anything too special. Because maybe it's embarrassing or something to say that you went to this self-esteem seminar because it implies weakness and vulnerability. But being honest, having the power to be honest and go, I went to a self-esteem supercharger with this crazy guy, Sam Power, and it was good, it was bad, whatever. But having the honesty to do that. I remember I used to, so I've got a ton of self-development books on all sorts of subjects, and in university I used to be really shy about them and basically hide them and stuff. When flatmates would come in, I'd be like, haven't got a book about how to be confident or like that. And now I just laugh at myself for that, because it's why am I ashamed of myself? So start being just expressive, being honest about what you're doing, what you really think about stuff. It takes courage, but it's so liberating again when you start doing it. It's so liberating when you start to just be like, yeah, this is me. I am interested in this, and this is what I do believe about it. And it doesn't mean everyone's going to get on with you. Funny enough though, the more you are honest about your intentions and about what you really feel and believe about the world and yourself, the more actual respect and better reactions you get from people anyway. Since I've been able to just completely let go of it and just be more myself, I get a lot more positive reactions from people rather than actually being a bit more coy about it and there being a bit of incongruency, because people pick up on that and people actually respect. You get a lot of respect if you're just completely honest and solid in your own beliefs. It's quite rare, and it's actually really cool to be able to do that. So yeah, it's hard at first, but once you start the ball rolling, it's extremely, extremely liberating. So I'd just like you now to write down, first of all, is there someone, or maybe a few people, that you could be more honest with at the moment in your life? Okay, maybe a partner, maybe a friend, maybe a work colleague. Is there someone which you're not really telling them the whole truth? You're holding something back, you're not telling them really how you're feeling about something, or you're hiding something, or your own personality from them, you're ashamed of something, you don't want to tell them something, blah, 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 whatever reason it is there someone there that you can think of? And also, is there a negative trait that you have, a personality trait that you'd actually quite like to iron out a little bit more and work on? Something that for example, what was my one before? I don't know, for example, like impatience. So I'm still working on impatience. I get quite like, oh, I want to do this. You can see I'm full of energy a lot of the time. And so for me, my awareness tells me that, yeah, I'm getting impatient sometimes. I fully accept that's fine. That's part of me. That's great. I don't hold any beef against myself for it. And I'm honest about that. So I'll be aware of that, and it'll take me more effort to work on it. So is there anything, first of all, anyone that you can be more honest with at the moment, family members, friends, anything like that? And is there a negative trait that you can work on? Self-maintenance. Right? This is my fourth principle of getting this rock solid self-worth. Self-maintenance. So if this is, a lot of this again is it's common knowledge. I mean, a lot of this is it's not that complicated, I would say, but it's often the most simple things that aren't applied. It seems to be a common trend, I've noticed. This one again is very simple. It's what I'm talking about by self-maintenance is your eating and your exercise habits. Okay, really, really fundamental stuff, but so important. It's like a foundational thing. If your body, you're feeling good in your body, if you've got that vibrancy, you're eating well, you're looking after yourself, there's just no way that it can't affect your mind in a positive way if your body is feeling positive and how you're feeling about yourself. There's just no two ways about it. Similarly, if you're eating shit and just not in good shape, it's going to affect your self-esteem. The two are just massively interlinked, and this is something you've got direct control over. So it's very empowering to be able to be like, right, okay, how is my diet? How is my exercise stuff? What can I be honest? Again, be honest about it. Don't kind of go, well, I'm quite good. I'd say I'm quite good. What would you mean quite good? And does that mean you eat quite well, but then you still have cake every night? Like, be honest with yourself about it. So I'm not going to go into detail about this kind of stuff. I've thought actually in a later seminar of going into more detail of that, because I do actually have a lot of passion and knowledge in that area as well. But just for now, just have a think. Is there one habit, is there one eating and drinking, exercise habit which you could adopt? Something you could do less of maybe, or something you could try out, something you could do more of? Just think now, put it on your action list page. Is there one thing you can do differently that's going to directly affect how you feel about your body and thus feel about your whole worth as a human being?